closer to her home and her schools and her kids. So we now have Kayla Otto, who took her place. And then Joyce, our part-time lady, she said, Jim, I'm retiring. She was a retired state worker. And she's been with us like 5 years. How much, Sarah?
5 years.
5 years. And she decided she's going to retire for good. So she left us the first week of December. And now we have hired Morgan Pining. Morgan, where are you? Say hi.
Hi.
She's now a full-time person at MRTA, working for half-time for the foundation and half-time for the association. So we welcome Morgan to the MRTA team. So your team is up and running and fully staffed, and we're here and ready to go starting this new year. Right off the bat, we have to talk about the legislature. It's going to convene Wednesday. It's going to be a brand new legislature, you know. It's got over 40 new members of the legislature. So there's a lot of freshmen out there that we need to contact. But more importantly, when I kind of say to people in these uncertain times, we need to pay attention more than ever, and MRTA will be needed more than ever. Well, right now, everything is pretty uncertain when it comes to the legislature. We got a new Speaker of the House, a new floor leader. Like I said, 40 plus new members of the legislature. They have supermajorities in the House and supermajorities in the Senate. We have a governor that's been duly elected, as long with other statewide workers or statewide officers. So everybody's sitting there with what they might feel is a public mandate, a voter's mandate, but we don't know what the agenda is going to be already. We have seen in writing that several members of the Senate say this is the year to enact school choice, charter schools, vouchers, those kind of things. So there's going to be probably a big push on that. But more importantly, we don't know what's going to happen when it comes to defined benefit plans, teacher pensions. You know, folks, don't think for a moment that the threats aren't real. They're still there. Sink field types are still out there. The Pew Trust is still out there, where they want to do away with defined benefit plans. So we're going to need MRTA to pay attention 24 hours a day, 7 days a week till May 16th, I think it is, May 16th, last day of session. I'm a little concerned also because of the pandemic. I'll just tell you that the legislature is going to meet. They're not going to go home. There will be limited access to the Capitol, which means there's limited input from the public on legislation. And that makes me a little nervous that it's going to be hard for us to watch in person. It's going to be hard for us to even testify at certain committee hearings because they will be limiting attendance. So the public voice, I think, is something to be concerned about. And we know this, so we're going to work our best to make sure we know what's going on in a timely fashion. We all are going to have to become virtual activists. That's the words that dictate the times. We can't just stay at home, and we got to get involved, and it's going to be virtually. And like I've asked you to do, be sure and calendar February 11th. That is Legislative Day at MRTA, and we will not be meeting at the Capitol, but we need strength in numbers. We need every rep and every senator to have hundreds of emails. And maybe there won't be any legislation that we're even worried about then, but we've got to contact them anyway. We've got to say, hello, I'm a retired teacher, an MRTA member, and by golly, we're here for you if you have any questions. You know, just might be something that simple. I hope that's the way it is. But February 11th, please calendar that. Teacher pensions and defined benefit plans will be under attack. And this is nothing new. We have fought them off since 09, really. And I believe we can do it again. We all stand together. We all stay involved. The world is run by those who show up, right? So also I want to mention right quick on the federal level, I mean, we're going to have a new Congress, a new president. We're going to have to get legislation filed or refiled on WEP and GPO, those provisions that penalize teachers on their Social Security benefits. And on that same note, I want us all to be aware, for example, that the St. Louis City retired teachers are part of Social Security. The Kansas City retired teachers are part of Social Security. They're two separate systems, but they're members of MRTA. And maybe even, well, just as importantly, if not more importantly, is all our support staff, our peers members are part of Social Security. So MRTA has to be aware of that and work toward in Washington a sound Social Security system. And just like we talk about with PSRS and the cost of living adjustments, we have to worry about the cost of living adjustments for Social Security, which in the past, there have been attempts to lower the contribution, the cost of living adjustments for Social Security people. So we have work to do in Washington, D.C. also. So I guess my message is that I've got to ask you to ask everyone, you're the leaders, to stay involved. Call to action is probably more important than ever. And it'll have to be done virtually. We're going to become virtual activists. So help me do that. We all need to stay involved. Right quick, did anyone here, raise your hand, received your MRTA newsletter as of today?
I don't see any hands.
You have? Raise your hand one more time if you have.
Jim, is this by mail?
Yes.
Yeah, the newsletter in the mail. Okay. Well, it hasn't hit yet. It should hit any day. It's going to be a fantastic newsletter. I ask you all to read it, look at it, distribute it. If you need more copies, let us know. So I would ask you as I finish up before we go to our special guests, membership is always at the top of our list because we don't survive without members. Once again, I remind everybody that our membership is $35 per year, and it's been that way since 2009.
Jim,
Yes,
the newsletters, do they have the raffle tickets in them?
they do. Okay,
thank you.
Yeah, and Karen, President Miller will talk about that here in a minute. Okay. So renewals are doing pretty well. We're still not there yet. We still have 4,000 non-renewals. So I'm asking you to help us get people renewed. Use your distribution list that you may have, your contacts you may have, and just remind everybody that you need to renew your membership for 2021. It's January 4th, 2021. So basically their memberships have expired. They need to re-up, renew, be part of the team, help us fund this operation, and give us strength in numbers. Also, new members, we had, I just had these numbers pulled up. We had 1,476 new members this year, which is about 300 off our pace for the past several years, which I think is extremely good due to the circumstances. I mean, we haven't met in 2020. So I think that's a good number. That's an acceptable number during these times. For 2020, we had 23,631 members that paid $35 dues. So that was about 1,600 above our budgeted number. So that was really good. I tell you a number, it's kind of sad, but it's kind of good. We lost 564 members due to death in 2020. That's 1.5 per day, which is down from our 1.8, which, you know what that means? That indicates to us that our members as a whole, our membership as a whole is getting younger, not getting older, which means we're having new people join us pretty regularly in a sufficient numbers where that number per day has gone down. So that's good news also. So we've all did a pretty good job considering 2020 and not being able to see each other. I'm asking you as leaders to have meetings this year. Have them. Have coffee with whoever. Meet by Zoom. Let us help you. We have 3 commercial Zoom accounts. We will set them up for you, but please, please meet. And I'm asking all the units to not cancel your dues. I've had a couple units that have said, well, we haven't met, so you don't need to pay dues for 2021. That is the wrong message. Pay your dues. We're still active. We're still there. We're still working. And if you cancel the dues on the local level, then people are going to think, well, I don't need to pay them on the state level. So collect your dues up like normal. You know, things will get back to normal one of these days. Zoom, we're getting better and better at Zoom. More people are participating in Zoom, and that's all we got. But I tell you, you've motivated me this morning just by seeing your faces. Honest to God, it's good to see you. It really, really is. So that's about all I have to report. Let me look here on the side. Will committee hearings be online for viewing? That's a good question. We don't know. They haven't formally set up a system on that yet. And even if they do some of that, normally they will have 5 or 6 or 7 committee hearings a day, and they won't be able to video all of them. So that's one of our concerns. We'll keep you informed on what the legislature may try to do as far as virtual public input. Well, I thought I answered this. How many new members do we have? In 2020, we had 1,467 new members. And then it says I have gooseberries and made my first gooseberry pie. Oh, good. That's from Cheryl Smith. Oh gosh. Sarah, am I missing a question? Help me out here.
Yeah, Adrienne Johnson, she was talking about Social Security. She is penalized from the WEP GPO, and she was just wondering, that's what we were talking about,
Yeah.
Adrienne, that WEP GPO is our #1 federal issue, and that is something that we're definitely working to repeal. I don't know if you saw that.
New Congress will have to have a new piece of legislation filed, and we'll have to find sponsors for it. It is our hope that something will happen to relieve this burden of educators and policemen and firemen and whoever that get penalized because they have non-Social Security pensions. So yes, that's our number one priority. That's WEP and GPO provisions of Social Security. We want the total repeal of those provisions, but we are willing to compromise for some relief in some kind of compromise. So we'll be working on that in 2021. Okay. Now our very special guest, staff. Does any staff want to say anything right quick?
Well, I was wondering if I could show my video.
Oh,
Or do you want to
yes.
wait?
Okay, let's do that. No, let's do that right now. We've talked about legislation.
Okay.
We talked about being a virtual activist, but we're trying to make it easier for you to contact your legislator, where you can do it from your phone. So we have hired a company. What's wrong, Sarah?
I can't find it. Sorry.
To allow you to sign up, and where calls to action will come over your phone. And then all you have to do is push a button and the message will go to your legislator. I mean, we're trying to make this super, super easy. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that every year our retirees are younger and more technically savvy. They sure are. And they don't even know what laptops are anymore. It's all phone, you know? So we're trying to stay in touch with our older members, but also trying to get our newer members, our 50-year-olds involved. And that's why we did this. So Sarah, if you want to run the video.
So you can start using it immediately. We probably won't send out any call to actions for a little while just because there's nothing to report at this time. But this is just a really great way to get your call to action sent straight to your phone. But in addition to that, also we'll be able to use this via email. So even sending your emails from your computer are going to be much easier. So it's a great program.
Okay. Phone2Action is the name of this program. And let you know it is kind of expensive, but we think it's worth it here at MRTA to try to get more and more people to contact their legislators.
Someone asked what the number was. So if you know how to send a text message, when you go, you're going to act like you're going to send a new text message. And that text message is going to go to 52886. So that's the number you're going to send it to, 52886. And all you're going to send is MRTA. And it doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, you can just send it. And that you'll get a link. As soon as you do that, you'll get a link, and then you put in your name and address, and that's how they know who your legislators are. So you have to put in your name and address. And so then from now on, every time you go to it, you don't have to do that anymore. They know where you live, and they will automatically link you to your legislator.
Give that number one more time, Sarah.
Okay, it is 52886.
Okay.
Jim, you do have a couple questions in the chat too. I don't know if you want to answer those before we go on to Karen. Somebody asked if we're going to anticipate local meetings in person.
Well, I do. I anticipate local meetings in person probably after July or August. I hope I'm right.
Right.
But we gotta, we hope to have an annual meeting this year in September. If they get the vaccine out like we want, like we need, that's a great possibility and a hope. But folks, we just gotta assume that the first half of this year is going to be virtual.
Yeah. And speaking
All
of
of
that, Jim, I don't know if you've said this because I was listening to you, but I was also answering questions and things. So the Unit President Summit will be virtual this year.
That's correct. And what's the dates on that, Sarah?
It's going to be March 9th and 10th, and we haven't come up with a program yet, but we will soon. And it's going to be very different.
So if you would calendar March 9th and 10th,
Yeah.
we'll probably have 2 days of virtual programs and meetings.
Yeah.
And because we're not going to cancel again. We're going to have it one way or another. Got it? Okay. Anything else, Miss Sarah?
That's all I see.
Okay. Will you put here?
Oh, Georgia. Yeah, you're going to put in your physical address, not your mailing address.
Correct.
Sorry, Georgia asked on Phone2Action. I'm sorry, I didn't answer that question well. Georgia has a P.O. box, so she's not going to put that in. She's going to put in her street address so that they know exactly where she lives. So when you do that, I don't even think it'll allow you to put in a P.O. box.
Okay. Okay, let's turn this over to Karen Miller. We know everybody's busy. We want to keep you moving and moving forward. So President Miller, you have the floor.
Good morning, everybody. I wish I could see, you're on 4 screens. I have to scroll over to get to see everybody. I wish I could see everybody at one time. And Morgan, I'd like to welcome you. I haven't met you yet, but welcome to the crew. And this should be fairly short and sweet. You've all heard my spiels multiple times. I wrote down, I started out making it kind of an outline and it just kind of went away. The outline went away and various thoughts and got down. First, how many of you like the MRTF Facebook page? I hope all 94 of you do, but we only have 650 people that like it, so there's lots more of us, so please like it. But then when there's a post, like and share, because when I put, or Sarah put a post on there, it only goes to those 650 people until you share it to the people that are your friends. And then the audience to that Facebook page becomes much bigger. So please like and share. Kind of random, how many of you purchase things on Amazon? How many of you use Amazon Smile? Did you know that you can do that, and each time you make a purchase, part of a small donation can go to MRTF? So you look into that if you are an Amazon shopper. Let's see. Grants are available on the website now, correct, Sarah? I looked. It's we didn't revise the application. It's the same application.
Yeah, I haven't updated the numbers, but the application itself is fine.
Okay. Well, we don't put years on there. It just says due June 30th. So
All right.
you can share that information with current teachers that you know and peers, members that you know, bus drivers, cooks, janitors, secretaries, because we are giving 8 grants, 8 $500 classroom grants per region again. And we are also, again, giving 10 peers grants statewide. The peers grants are statewide, 10 of them, but the regular classroom grants, there's 8 per region. Now, last year we struggled a little bit in some of the regions getting enough applications to give out the 8. So please share that information. Share it with, if you know any superintendents, share it with your superintendents so they can get it out to their staff. Share it with current teacher friends you have, relatives. Please share the information that those grants will be available. They'll be June 10th, June 30th. And again, they are $500 grants. We feel like that's our best MRTA PR tool, because if people know about those grants, they're going to end up knowing about MRTA. Let's see. Last year, we awarded $51,500 in classroom grants, and that's plus $5,000 in peers grants, correct, Sarah? Is that included?
I'm sorry, Karen, I didn't hear you. Can you speak? You kind of faded out.
Is the total that we awarded last year $51,500 plus 5,000 peers grants? Or is that peers included in the 51?
I don't remember.
It's included.
We
It's
gave
included.
112 total. I know that.
I can't tell from the chart, so.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, $51,500, that's a big chunk of money.
Now,
So please get that information out, and we're going to be doing that again. And $5,000, folks. Way to go.
Karen, I did figure it out. The 51,000 was not counting the 5,000 in grants.
Okay,
And
so it's
peers grants. 56.
56.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, great. That's even more. So, somehow to give out those grants, we have to do money-making projects, and it's going to be kind of, it's been kind of tough with COVID and quarantining, but we are, as Fred asked earlier, we are doing the $10,000 raffle again this year. That is, the tickets will be in the newsletter that is coming. If you need more tickets, all you got to do is contact the office. They will send you more tickets, because I've already gotten some that they mailed me earlier. And the tickets are $10 a piece, or 6 for $50, the same price as last year. And this will be awarded, since we are not doing a in-person President's Summit this year. This will be awarded on April the 15th via Facebook Live.
We're going to do that one. We're actually going to do the big prize on Zoom, Karen.
Okay, we'll be on Zoom. That's even more exciting, more people. And anyway, we'll give that away, and we've got an added bonus on here this year called Winning Wednesday. And Sarah, do you want to explain that?
Yeah, actually, I have something to put up too, but Winning Wednesdays, basically what we're going to do is, starting on January 14th, I believe, January 13th, we're going to take every ticket we've got and put it in a spinner thing, and we're going to draw out a winner every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we're going to give away $50 between next Wednesday, January 13th, and April 14th. So if you send your tickets in now, you have your best chance of winning. But we're going to draw out a ticket every Wednesday, and that person's going to get a $50 Visa gift card or MasterCard. I don't know what it is. And a gift card you can use anywhere. So your chances of winning are good if you get your tickets in right away. But if you do win, we will put you back into the $10,000 drawing. So even if you buy one ticket, you could win multiple times. But we obviously encourage you to buy more than one ticket. I'm going to take this down. I will email this out to anybody who wants it, but we are going to, if you want to see the Winning Wednesdays, they're all going to be on Facebook Live. So every Wednesday, we're going to do a little update. This is how much money we've raised. This is how many tickets we sold, etc. on Facebook. But it has to be, you have to like MRTF's Facebook, because that's where we're going to be doing it. MRTA is not, we're not doing, this is an MRTF fundraiser. So you have to like the foundation to watch the live videos to see who can win.
See if you won. Yeah.
Or who won, yes.
That's great. Thank you. That's a push to like the Facebook page. Let's see. There's a couple of other ways you can donate. You can just make a donation to MRTF. You can just send money in. That's not a problem. We'll take that. Also, if you are missing your mailing labels, you can get mailing labels, send in $25 and ask for mailing labels, and they will make you mailing labels for $25. Does anybody have any questions?
There's a question in the chat that I forgot to mention. Sherry Brandis asked, what time will the Winning Wednesday Facebook Lives be? They will all be at 10 a.m. So mark your calendar every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Get on Facebook Live with us, and you'll see how much money we've raised and who the winner is. And Karen, somebody asked, what year did we begin the grants and scholarships? I want to say it was 2003. I know the foundation started in 2001.
Scholarships started in 2003.
2003. Yes.
Sarah, could you answer the chat about the sign up on the Phone2Action?
Yeah, I was actually I'm assuming you guys are already signed up for Phone2Action through another organization or something, or I don't know. I'm gonna have to check into it. I don't know why I don't know. Some people said they didn't get a place to enter an address. It should be, let me grab my phone. I want to say when I got mine that it was just a little link that I had to click on. I can show you really quick. Sorry.
While she's doing that, Catherine asked about changing to Amazon Smile. If you go into the search line and just type in Amazon Smile, you can go to it like that.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have the message anymore, but you should have gotten it should have said thank you for signing up, and you should have got a link that you can tap on, and then you can put in for information. If you did not get that, we'll come back to it later. You guys can call me or something, we'll figure it out. But Karen, Amazon Smile, yeah, you just type in Amazon Smile in the search bar, and you can set it so that it's new now, just starting recently, you can actually use it on your phone too. That used to not be a thing. It's someone else asked if you can donate to multiple charities at once. You cannot. So for me, what I did was last year I gave to my local animal shelter. So I thought this year I'll change it to MRTF, and next year I'll change it. But you cannot do multiple. You cannot do multiple organizations at once.
There's a question about grants total since there were scholarships were given for 6 years, and that was a total of $56,000 from 2003 to 2008. And since then, it's all been grants. But there was the first 5 years, or the last 5 years of scholarships, there were grants given too, but like 1 in 2004, 3 in 2005, 3 in 2006. So there weren't very many. But since 2004, there have been 665 grants awarded for a total of $3,000 $339,000, excuse me, $339,000 worth of grants since 2004. And that was 665 of them.
Are you done, Madam President?
I am done. I'm trying to read chats and see if I need to answer anything, but as far as I know, Jim, unless anybody has questions for me.
Sarah, would you find out the date of the annual meeting in September, the
Yeah,
date?
it's September 14th and 15th.
You might go ahead and calendar that. We hope that'll be in person.
Yeah,
Somebody
it'll be
asked about,
It'll be
There-
happening regardless, so put it on your calendar.
well, that's true. That's true. Sandy has asked about the regional meeting in Saline County in June. I really doubt it. I really doubt if it'll be an in-person meeting, but it could be. We'll just have to wait and see.
So would we have that then virtually?
Yes.
Hopefully,
Oh,
that would be
No cancellation of meetings, please. None. If we
Okay.
can't be there in person, we will get on Zoom and say hi at least, you know? And we can have the president talk a little bit and kind of have our regional meeting on Zoom.
okay.
May I say, Sandy, we did Region 10's via Zoom, and it actually went pretty well, I thought. We had,
Good, okay.
yeah, so we kind of just ran the program like we normally would, shortening things and leaving some things out, you know, but it went well.
Okay, I look forward to that.
We always encourage folks to have a meeting no longer than 1 hour. So you really have to fine tune your agenda,
Right.
ask people to be short and sweet. But point is, we're going to meet and see each other and still do some business, no matter what.
Thank you.
There's a question in the chat that somebody said on Phone2Action that it says message data rates may apply. So probably you're not going to get charged for that unless you have a phone that's on minutes, which is highly, I mean, most people have unlimited everything, so you should not be charged for that. But if you are on a phone that you load it with minutes and messages every month, then yes, you will be charged for that. So it just depends, but probably not. And Hap Harrison is saying that MRTA Region 4's meeting is going to be October 25th in Columbia.
We hope. Yeah. Let me just remind everyone that, you know, with these grant applications and a little later in the year when we start asking for retiree lists, you can go to the school's website and generally the superintendent's address is on there. And if not, you can call us and we can give you the superintendent's email address. But that's the way you're going to have to reach out to them. And it may take multiple emails before they even acknowledge you. Who knows? That's why all politics is local. You know, if you get to know your local soup, he'll probably respond to you. So you can find their email addresses pretty regular out there. So keep that in mind. And then I want to read you this two-line email I got yesterday. It's from a David Stidwell. And he says, my MRTA membership continues to be one of the best investments I have. I will encourage others to join. Please keep up the great work. We need you and your staff. Isn't that great? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Okay.
Jack, put a reminder on there. Don't forget silent auction items for the September meeting. That's a big fundraiser for the grants.
Yep. Oh, you know what? President Arleta, did I see you on here? Surely I did.
Yes,
Here.
she's on.
At least say hi, Madam President.
Yes, I'm
Say a
here.
few words.
Hello, everyone. Good to see so many.
Anything else, Madam President?
Oh, okay. I can talk a little bit. I didn't know how long you wanted me to speak.
Well,
Okay.
the president always gets to talk, so, you know.
Oh, well, let's see. The next 2 hours ought to be good enough then. Okay. It's good to see everyone. And like Martha said, we've been doing some meetings by Zoom. I was at Martha's and I've been at a few others, and they have gone well. Unfortunately, we haven't had a large crowd. Usually it's in one page, maybe one and a couple on the second page, but we certainly would love to have as many as we have today. Today we have 4 pages, I think is the way it is. And yes, 4 pages, and I think they're full. So encourage people to get on. Again, you can do it on your phone, and you can do it on your iPad or your smart, whatever that other pad thing is, tablet, and you can do it on computer. Now, if you do it on the tablet, the iPad, and your phone, you may have these buttons a little different places, like the mute button and the video button and all that, but just look for them, hover over the corners or whatever, and get on there and see us. And the app isn't anything to load. I mean, it's free. So, and once you get that, you know, you could even have other Zoom meetings. So anyhow, Sarah kind of runs that. She gives us our numbers to get on, and she does a very good job at that. And if you don't get it and you want to get on that day, just, you know, text her real quick and she'll get you on there. So anyhow, the meetings have been going well. I have had several. I haven't counted them up yet, but I know that I'll probably need to do that for a report somewhere. And it's been several, because I also did some in July. I came to a few in-person meetings. I was there on Wednesday before Christmas in person and talked to all the girls and met the new girl, Morgan, and I already met Kayla. So anyhow, we're glad that everybody's, you know, participating. Get more if you will. If you need to, you know, get online, or, you know, stand 6 foot apart on the porch and help them get that going on their iPad, phone, or whatever, if you know how to do it. So, and Jim's right. You know, we are going to have to learn more technological things. And I'm telling you, I am more technologically challenged than probably anybody. And I have to just play around, and then suddenly all of a sudden I fix something and I say, how did I do that? Because I don't know what I was doing, you know. So anyhow, my message for the year, I think most of you know, has been be a fan of MRTA. And to me, I think in the newsletter that will sum it up. I think MRTA, and like goes along with the email that Jim just read, MRTA is one of the most important organizations that we as retirees, education retirees, can join. It gives us all the information that we need to live a healthy life, live a insured life, because they have benefits. They also, AMBA, I'm talking about our benefit provider, they give discounts. They share everyday living benefit things. They also tell us about if you have, you know, the Medigap and Medicare supplements, they will help you analyze that as well. I don't know how many people have taken advantage of that, but they do that for you. So if you need to change, okay, and if not, okay. I know that when I get my information from MRTA, I know what's going on at the Capitol. I know whether certain bills look dangerous or certain bills look beneficial, or, you know, whatever, because MRTA, along with, I think, Maria Walden from PSRS, they keep really close tabs on what's going on with all the bills. And I think last time that we were on there, Jim, am I right, on 600 and some bills already been pre-filed or whatever?
That's correct.
Okay, so, and there are a lot of education ones, and some of them are duplicates, like 2 people similar things. So, and there are a lot of choice, and those bills may move, they may not, but we have to watch those bills. Choice and the homeschooling and all that. And all that takes away from our, you know, money for K-12 public education. So I don't know how many of you check with your superintendents to see if they are aware of, I'm hoping they're aware of these bills, to the Superintendents Association and the principals. And then you have some schools that their principals and superintendents together. So, you know, they may be in 2 organizations, but, you know, they need to be helping out a little bit too, you know, with all this. So just encourage them. Give them information. You know, they'll be part of us someday, we hope. So let's see, I did the, Phil and I did the 100 people that we paid for, and that, I think that was very profitable. We got several thank yous, and some people say, you know, it helped them because they hadn't been able to afford it. And this year that was a possibility for them. And so that was very, you know, very beneficial. And it really made me feel good that we did that. But be a fan of MRTA, because being a fan of that organization helps it get what we need done. For example, if we have to send some people, and I know right now it's kind of weird with the sending, but we have to get some people to get to the Capitol to promote something or to, you know, keep it from going, you can do that. In other words, if you join, you may not have to go do anything, but your money helps pay somebody else's way to go do something. So, you know, there's several people that like to be active. They like to go to meetings and all that. And I'm kind of one of them because I like to hear everything firsthand. So, but you don't always have to go to a meeting. And I always tell people that, you know, you don't have to go to every meeting. There's no law that says you have to, and nobody's going to check. But if you're an officer or a committee person, you do need to be a little bit more active. And usually if you take those positions, you are wanting to be a little bit more active. So being a fan of MRTA means that, you know, you are a part of something. And when you're a part of something, it gives you a feeling of confidence, and you feel like you've got a group with you, that you're part of this group that you're going with. So, and I did this demonstration before too, that, you know, how many people love ice cream? Raise your hand. Okay, how many people are a fan of pie, cookies, or cake? Raise your hand. How many people are a fan of sports? Raise your hand. Okay, so I want you to be a fan of MRTA. And if you do that and get other people to be fans of MRTA, then, you know, we're going to have a fantastic year and a fantabulous organization. And that goes along with Fred Price's, you know, hit it out of the park. Well, to do that, we're going to be the fan that helps that happen. So, and then the other thing I did was, this is my fan, and I don't always carry it with me, but it makes me cool because you all know that I fan a lot when I'm in a meeting. Well, that's part of that too. And I thought, okay, so if your fan is here, over here, you've got lots of these different things going on, people, air, particles, whatever you want to call it. And if I turn that on, then it moves all of that through here. And then I've got a big thing going on over here. So if we can get all these little people, if we get all the people over here to buzz through our organization, then our organization is bigger and moving and you know, doing things. So get people to be a fan of MRTA. And I love it when I get to go to meetings. I've got several scheduled for this spring. So if you need to schedule with me, either get the office, or if you know my phone number, text me, or if you know email. Vice presidents all know my name and number and everything. So just get with your vice president. So very good to see everybody. I'm so excited. So have a good rest of the week.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's September 14th and 15th.
Yes,
2021.
that's what I have, Jim.
Okay. Got it, Georgia?
That's Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, especially on a Monday. Happy New Year. Please, please stay healthy. We need you well. We're tired of hearing of sickness and deaths and all those bad things, and we want good things to happen. So if we think positive, I think this will happen. And we've got a great organization here. We're up and running. We want you to know that. And please ask someone to join. Please ask someone to renew, and we'll go from there. All right. So with that, finish your coffee and have a great day. And we'll see you later.